It's Friday in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and it's a beautiful day outside, a little cool, but just a beautiful sunny day, and thankful for that. Did you ever hear a preacher preach a message on 5 ways to be worthless? Well, I actually did that. I preached a message called 5 Ways to be Worthless. And then I gave him a definition from Webster's dictionary about what worthless means. It means fruitless, futile, ineffective, non-productive, useless, shabby, sorry, or tacky. Those are some of the definitions that Webster had for useless. And I remember bringing to the church a number of useless things that I had around the house. And it was real easy before we moved to find those things because we'd been in the same house for 35 years. I had a little more difficulty this time finding useless things, but I came up with some, so let me just share with you some useless things that I have. The first one was I thought it would be really great as a Christmas gift to give everybody in the church, from the church, something that was really catching on, which was cell phones. We couldn't afford to give them cell phones, so we decided to give them a cell phone hanger. That is something you could hang on the electrical outlet, set your cell phone on this little ledge while it was charging. It turned out to be useless. Very few people used them. I didn't even use my own. It had a great logo on it and everything else, but it was useless. The second thing that I found as I started to search around here was I found this electric peeler. Well, I found that in the drawer here, and as with most non-corded devices, the batteries were dead, and Lois had never used it. I don't think I ever used it. And I put new batteries in it now, and maybe we'll use it, but we'll see. It was useless. I believe it never got used, this peeler. Then finally, I found last year's calendar. We had received probably 20 different calendars, and last year's calendar today is useless. So I think that you'll agree with me that that's pretty useless. I also found a gift that I got in Japan, which is a calculator on a pen. Well, the buttons are so small and my fingers are so big, this too was useless. Finally, out of the drawer in the kitchen, I found this device. And I asked Lois, I said, what is it? Is it a pizza cutter or is it something else? And because it has this fluted edge on the side, I guess you can probably see that, she said she thought it was something you ran around the edge of a pie to make the crust look extra fancy. She admitted she never had used it, neither had I, so basically, and unless you're a Martha Stewart type person, this too was useless. What do we do according to Scripture to be useless? Well, the first thing that I found was you need to be not separated from the world in order to be useless. There's only one letter difference between word and world, but if we're not separated from the world, we're useless. We don't serve God well. Secondly, the Bible, and that's found in 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 15, it actually says worthless. Careless tongue, according to James 1:26, if you have a careless tongue, you're worthless. And then according to Jeremiah 2, verse 5, if you worship idols, you say, well, I don't worship idols. Well, what about your car, your boat, your cat, your mate, anything other than God? If you worship that thing above God, you're worthless. The fourth thing was to not love people, like a shepherd who leaves his sheep, according to Zechariah 11:17. Then you're worthless. And finally, number 5, if you remain lost, that is, you hear the gospel, but you reject the gospel, according to Acts 26:24 and Romans 3:10 and following, you'll find that you're worthless if you keep your lost condition. 5 ways to be worthless. Not separated from the world, a careless tongue, idol worshiper, don't love people, remain lost. You're worthless. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.